Hi everyone, let's understand the concept of averages and how we can find average of a series of numbers without actually doing much of calculation. First of all, we need to understand what average actually is. It is the sum of all the numbers and dividing by total number of numbers. So let's assume if all the numbers were 15, so let's say 5 numbers 15, 15, 15, 15 and 15. Since all the numbers are same, the average of all these numbers would still be 15. Now, if I increase one of these numbers by let's say 5 and I decrease another number of this series by 5, this would not change the total sum. The sum would still be same and hence the average would still remain same. So let's say if I give you 5 numbers, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, I increase one of the numbers by 2, it becomes 12, another number becomes 8. Since the total remains same, the average remains same. Now utilizing this concept, we'll be seeing how we can tackle these questions without actually doing a lot of calculations. In this case, we have to find the average of 5 numbers. The numbers are 45, 65, 75, 55 and 85. Let's try to arrange these numbers in ascending or descending orders first. So in this case, we have arranged the numbers as 45, 55, 65, 75 and 85. In the next step, we'll pick up the middle number. In this case, the middle number is 65. Since we have 5 numbers, the third number from the starting would be the middle number, which is 65 here. And going forward, we'll be finding the difference between 65 and rest of the numbers. So 65, we have chosen the middle number. We are considering this as a number which will be close to the average, and it might be average as well in some cases. So once we find the difference between 65 and the other numbers, we'll try to balance out the weights. So let's find the differences first. 55 and 65, they are 10 apart, and 75 and 65, they are also 10 apart. So 55 is kind of pulling down the average by 10 and 75 is pulling up the average by 10. So they kind of balance each other. Now let's look at 45 and 85. 45 is 20 less than 65 and 85 is 20 more. So they kind of balance each other out as well. So which leaves us 65 as the answer, as the average for this particular question. You can try it out by adding all the numbers and dividing them by 5. You would still get the same answer, 65. Let's have a little bit of twist in this question. Let's change the numbers to 45, 55, 65, 75 and 95. Instead of 85, let's put 95 here and arrange the numbers. Once again, the middle number is 65. In this case, 55 and 75, they balance each other out because 55 is 10 less than 65 and 75 is 10 more, so they kind of balance out each other. The next balancing act, which is 45 and 95. So 45 is 20 less, whereas 95 is 30 more than 65. So we have a plus of 30 for 95 and we have a minus of 20 for 45. So 30 minus 20 is plus 10, right? So we have 10 extra, which has to be distributed amongst all the numbers. So when we distribute 10 in all the numbers, we have to increase each number by 2. Yeah, when you divide 10 by 5, you get 2. So each number will have to be adjusted by 2, which changes my average from 65 to 67 in this question. You can again give it a try by adding all the numbers and dividing them by 5. You would see that you get 67 in the answer. If you like the video, kindly subscribe to our channel and look forward to much more videos with much more.